We're at 2018 SHOT Show with Frank Galli of Sniper Side. Frank, it's always good to see you.
How you guys doing?
Excellent.
Excellent.
Hey, Frank, so the question everybody asks you, what's hot at SHOT Show 2018?
Well, I sent you guys right up on that first day. Get there now. Zero compromise scope. It's through the roof. You saw how small Jeff's booth is. It's like this big, literally.
Yes, yeah.
I laid the scope on the side. I took a through the scope picture. And now what I'm doing with people is I'm kind of cropping out the part where you can tell it's a scope, and I'm showing them the image, and then I'm bringing it in, and people don't realize it's through a scope. It's that good.
Yeah, we were very impressed.
Yeah,
you know, just talking about the working parts, shot, glass, Austrian mechanicals and engineering, assembled right here in the United States.
Yep.
Well, I mean, similar to that, maybe you'll remember the name of the company, but with Gunworks, the spin-off.
Revic.
Yeah, the Revic.
Talk to Chris Thomas.
Yeah.
I've been using the Revic for several months. It's a winner, man. It's for a Gen 1 optic like that. No battery in. I took it all the way out to 1,500 yards, doped it, tall target tested it, all that stuff. Put the battery in, just generic info with the software, not even true. I took it all the way out to 1,500, but again, not truing it. To 1,250 yards, it is a 1 MOA. You will hit the target just by putting the range of that target on it. I was 10 yards off at 1,450. I didn't true it. And at 1,500, I was only 25 yards off. That could have been me. That could have been the bullet. The Revic is really going to be a good scope for people.
Well, in the heart of it, right?
Yes.
I mean, it looked suspiciously familiar.
It is a vortex wrapper. Well, it's that light optic, but there's a lot of uniqueness in it. The HUD's out of the way, but it can go any way. Like I said, it's a Gen 1. It's an elegant design. It works. It's simple. It's effective. I mean, all you do is dial the yard line.
Well, here's the amazing part. So, great glass, amazing electro-optics.
Yeah.
The integration, but it's the price.
Oh,
2,700 plus.
Yeah.
In that range, it's amazing.
I mean, I was expecting to hear like a 4 or a 5 in front of the number.
Mm-hmm.
But again, so that's interesting. They get to that pricing because of a direct-to-consumer model.
Right.
And I see a lot of folks going direct-to-consumer. I mean, did you sense that?
Well, that was, there's a lot of that going on. The middlemen are getting greedy, and that's part of the problem. So,
what else caught your eye as far as like optics, scopes?
I know there's a rash of ultra shorts and things like that, and a lot of it. I spent a lot of time at Schmidt and Bender talking with them, and the ultra shorts have been working great for me. Collis did one. EOTech with their Voodoo line did one. I didn't see anything else really new. I may have missed it because it's just been running around crazy for this show. So optic-wise, those were really the highlights that were, it's the year of the ultra short.
Yeah.
And so for the ultra short, I mean, what's the main use case you see? Is it gas gun, or do you think it extends beyond that?
I go gas gun with it, but it's about shaving weight. And why do we need scopes this long on a precision rifle gun? Even PRS type of stuff.
Right.
And talking with Schmidt, I said, the market is, the PRS guy does not want a scope that long. He wants one that big. Little bit goes a long way. So there's definitely that aspect of it.
So what you're saying is don't typecast the ultra short as being like a gas gun scope.
I mean, I do go in that direction, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of application in all this other stuff that we're doing.
Okay.
I know I run on my shorter rifles, the 4-16s from Night Force and things like that. So, I'm a fan.
Yeah. Let's change gears a little bit. Stocks, chassis.
Yes, stocks. They're starting to get the hint. Today's been an anomaly. It's been an incredibly busy day for me. But I spent a very long time with Sarah Beard. Sarah Beard's an Olympic 22 shooter. She's down in Sea Springs. And what her and I talk about is fitting that rifle to the shooter and the principles of those Olympic rifles and why manufacturers don't incorporate that into our stocks. They're forcing us to be straight and square with nothing. Starting with that mag pull, and let me say that mag pull is a chassis, almost like a Legacy AI.
Yeah.
It's not like their Hunter stock or anything like that. The grip position moves forward and back. The grip angle can be changed out, angled or straight. The stock is ambidextrous. The hinge is ambidextrous. The hinge can be replaced with a block. 3 position butt plates. Hello?
Yes.
We shoot multiple positions, right? So all these things are to fit the rifle to you. So you can adapt, you can adjust, and you're a better shooter because you're not hunting for stuff. Manners has all that new fit with their extensions and things like that.
The short butt.
Did you see Mac Bros stock extension with the cheek piece? And Mac Bros will be coming out with a matching 3 position in the back. So there's the stuff at Mac Bros. Mac Bros has great actions coming too. I mean, it's probably under the radar, and they do the suppressors and a lot of work for Badger and different people. But Mac Bros has some pretty impressive stuff down there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really important because what I found out is there's some chassis that I'll test because, you know, they'll do a lot of folks will either through spacers, you know, the cheek piece, but a lot of them you really can't do much with your hand position.
Right.
So you find yourself having to say, all right, I have to compromise here. I got to get the trigger finger right, and I'm doing some weird grip. And then there are others where the hand position is perfect.
Exactly.
It's just by chance.
Exactly.
Right? Versus something that you can, you know, craft for
Absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely.
Here's one that it's not necessarily new, kind of new. The KRG Bravo.
Yes.
For that price point, this is pretty amazing.
$325.
I have, I ordered up the John Hancock.
Okay.
This morning, first thing, when I walked in the shop, want one, ordered it, KRG Bravo on it.
Yep.
There you go. That Patriot Valley rifle, which is now authorized for the production class of the PRS, 1980 or something is the price point.
Yep.
I'm getting it in 6BR, KRG, with Josh Kuntz's barrels and stuff, and then the brakes and everything like that. So I ordered one up because how could you not?
Right, and what I like about the Bravo is you look underneath and it has all the mounting points if you want to do like ancillary.
I'm going to do the really right stuff dovetail. I'm going to do the right stuff dovetail.
So they're not chinsing on anything except, of course, if as a left-handed user, you're going to have to introduce it to your milling machine.
Right.
And
speaking of really right stuff, did you see the new tripods and ball heads they're doing and how small they are? Oh my God. The really right stuff, that mount is holding the AX50 up by the handguard. It can hold, if you mount it up, you got 30 pounds at the muzzle of your rifle. This little tiny ball head, it's stronger than the leveling base and a smaller, tighter, more compact tripod.
Yeah, I think really right stuff is
They're the leader of the...
Well, yeah, and it's interesting because Steve, remember 2 years ago when we actually competed in the match in Vegas, really right stuff is really what? It wasn't familiar.
Yeah.
I think they even gave one away for a prize or something like that. But now it's ubiquitous. I mean,
well, at the NRL match last weekend we went to, and you look down the firing line of all the top shooters, and just the prevalence of the Yarka rail, and I really see that.
It's the really right stuff dovetail.
Are they really right?
Yeah, because they're trying to say that. The really right stuff there's
That's
actually a dimension difference, and they'll tell you that. And so we should really start calling it the really right stuff dovetail, as they like.
But that is really supplanting the pick rail.
Yes.
As far as the interface between bipods, tripods, and so on.
And this new mount has the dovetail and the pick rail in a single unit. So it's stepped. So you can put your dovetail, or if you have a pick rail, even with a lug, your pick rail will go right on it and lock down exactly the same. So you don't need anything extra. That one plate will fit both the dovetail and a pick rail.
Yeah, and I had a chance to shoot off a really right stuff tripod because you're looking at $1,000. Okay, and yeah, we pay for our stuff, and it's like the stability and flexibility you
can't beat it.
It's like, yeah, all right, I guess I'm gonna be.
You get to do your silly free recoil thing.
Oh yeah.
No shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to change gears again.
Okay.
So let's talk actions and just rifles in generals. Briefly saw the Seekins Havoc that came out, of course, last year. He had sort of a prototype, but they've got a full line of guns.
I'm looking at doing a PRC on the Seekins. I was down looking at the Havoc. I really like the Havoc, and I think I'm going to have one sent over. Again, Mac Bros. Really look at their actions. They have a titanium one, super light. This year, I'm going to be all about shaving errors, or weight, really, shaving weight down. And that Macro titanium action is just fantastic. That I think they call it the Evo. But there's Seekins. A lot of buzz here about the Curtis. I don't know if you guys are hearing it.
Well, a couple of the top shooters in the Northwest we know moved to Curtis.
Yep.
Did you have a chance to visit American Rifle Company and look at the Nucleus?
The Nucleus. Well, that's
the
on
Nucleus.
that's on the John Hancock. So
okay.
So yes, the Nucleus. I'm doing that on the John Hancock.
Okay.
I did spend twice with Ted. Now I went yesterday and again today. So the Nucleus is really nice. I call it a Mousing Field Light.
Yeah.
Mousing Field Light.
We were nothing really felt light about it. I mean, I was like, that's just a terrific.
Yeah,
The
you
price.
definitely get a lot of
The
you get a lot
price.
of value for the money.
Absolutely, and the interchangeable bolt faces.
Yep.
I mean,
Really slick design. Ted's an evil genius.
he is. He is.
Anything else in sort of the action market that caught your interest?
No, you guys probably saw more than I did. I mean, I'm kind of been pulled in every direction for the last couple days. So I don't. I saw right down the hall here's the ultimatums down here. So they're here, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, Defiance continues to innovate.
Yes.
We're going to hit them tomorrow, and so they've got the Elite action. I
and
believe.
it's the XM. It's sort of a mid-sized action.
Okay.
Actually came out last year. Oh, the one with the extended tenon, the Elite.
Yeah, it has the extended tenon, but also a very nice extended pick rail. Because those Vortex scopes, like at least
Yeah, if you need more eye relief.
Yeah, I mean, I've pushed it as far forward as I can get. I
Right.
wouldn't mind another notch or two.
Exactly.
And so
I look at Defiance as a no-brainer go-to. If you're confused, Defiance you'll never lose.
They have
you
every
know?
option under the sun.
Right.
absolutely. Earlier you mentioned Rimfire.
Voodoo. I got my Voodoo on order.
Yeah,
They're
Voodoo
actually going to come here.
Yep.
And
But Tom Manners stocks. Tom Manners come a long way.
Yes.
I mean, he's doing so much. That carbon fibers. You know what? I'm a chassis guy. Everybody knows I'm a chassis guy.
Right.
I'm kind of going to start defaulting back to Tom, man. What I saw downstairs, I like. And if you start bringing in that positional stuff with the cheeks and the butt plate, you got me again.
And his second generation vacuum forming
Yep.
process really does a lot of nice things for the stock.
The one at Ted's booth, did you see that crazy one? But he says that's going to be pretty expensive.
Well, and another thing too, what Manners will do is if you have a particular rail system that you really like and you want to have it inletted to the stock, you can send it to them because as we've learned, just filleting the stock with a milling machine
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And they actually told us that, you know, they'll obviously do the inlay for the rail. They'll go in, they'll do extra carbon fiber, and they said in many cases your stock can come back stronger and more rigid than it originally
Yeah, they would
was.
prefer to do that rather than having someone else.
In the
cut
carbon
that in.
fiber tactical stock world, Manners has it locked up.
Yeah.
Now Macmillan has those replacements that are $250. Those new molded plastic ones he's doing. Macmillan has new stocks too, and they're in the $250 range or something like that. He's got several, the A5 and different models like that. So if you need a replacement stock for one of these lighter, cheap factory ones, Macmillan stepped up with a new technology, plastic composite. So see Macmillan too. Kelly's been doing quite a bit.
And other one, and I think Steve and I were as equally enthralled. Did you visit the Ampaneeler folks?
No reloading. I didn't have time for reloading stuff.
That's right. You get ammo.
I sublet my reloading to. Hi, Andrew. Thank you.
Probably don't want us to go into too much detail because it would take a long explanation, but there's some just fantastic innovations.
You were telling me about it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I'll be quick. Basically, you don't have to send your brass to them anymore. You can actually get the perfect annealing program. It'll analyze the brass for you, and it will also sort your brass based on the mass from the shoulder up,
Right.
which you can't do just by weighing. And they're positing that could be the last piece in the puzzle with those just unsolved flyers, those random flyers. So, and it's a firmware update.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's not like you got to buy a new machine.
That's right. And the AmpMate.
Oh, the AmpMate.
That's coming summer of 2018. So
$299 for
There you go.
to automate just a terrific dealer.
yeah.
No, a lot of stuff. I mean, it's really about shaving these errors off. You're talking reloading, annealing, and all that because you want to tighten up those SDs for yourself. You know, we're looking at these stocks and everything to bring it together, that action to be silky smooth, you know, these scopes to be crystal clear, and it's just notching up a little bit better, and so we're tightening up our tolerances.
So we'll refresh from the Nikon booth, Steve. I know you.
Oh, I heard about that. I haven't been. They asked me to come.
Talk about those rangefinders.
Yes, I heard about them.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So, you know, Nikon was nowhere to be found in our game for a long time. Everyone's familiar with the name. They make fantastic cameras.
Yes.
And now they've really turned their attention on this market. So they've released an assortment of rangefinders, but one that competes head-to-head with the Sig Kilo 2200 and probably beats it in some ways. And then they have one that's and that one's optical or stabilized.
Right.
And they have one that'll actually go beyond that.
The non-stable. I met him in the rifles only booth.
Yeah.
And he gave me the rundown. He said, "Hey, come on by," and that'll be tomorrow morning, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the price on those rangefinders.
Yeah. You're talking the $500 range.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they have a great rifle scope. So for folks getting to PRS, maybe a production division, they're looking for a low entry price scope. They have something there too.
Well, I think Jeremy Bentham. They hired our good friend Jeremy Bentham, and I think he's just done.
It's in your neck of the woods, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's just brought some terrific insight into a very established company, and they listen to him.
Right. Go figure, right?
You always hear about companies they hire these luminaries, and then they just get boxed in. They don't get listened to.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you and Sniper's Hide. What's new on that front?
Well, I did the revamp. I'm telling everybody that 2018 for me is going to be a throwback to 2005. I'm going to hit it that hard. We did the update on the software, home run. I'm here with one bar at times, and it's instantaneous to get to the forums. The new software is fantastic. I can't wait to get home, actually, so I can kind of paint the walls, put the furniture back, but everybody's loving it. I mean, it's through the roof right now.
Yep.
The new front page will be dropping pretty soon, so I did a complete remodel of the site, and, you know, it's just fixed all those problems. You know, all these things are happening. We started the Everyday Sniper podcast, so you go on Podbean, and it'll be coming to iTunes. That's over 400 followers and 4,800 downloads with 5 episodes that we've done. We're probably going to drop one tonight, but but Sniper's Hide is I couldn't be happier where I am right now. The leaving Scout, we had all that behind us. Took the time to look at it. What do I need to fix? What do I need to do? I even did a new video platform for it. So, you know, I decided in November, just going to dump a bunch of money and then do the content. I actually bringing on some people for content, like working with you guys and things like that. Made a lot of really great relationships. So you're going to see a rebirth of Sniper's Hide.
That's exciting.
And we're going to take it back to the way it was in the old days.
A real community.
Yeah,
right.
And you know what the best part is that I've realized looking at all this? I mean, I've really analyzed where I was. And I used to tell people back in the day, only 10% of what you read on there was worth a damn. But then Facebook happened. And all those idiots went to Facebook, and now the people who were dedicated and committed are there and putting out real information that you can take to the bank. So, I mean, it's a flip, and I'm at the right time doing it.
So you're saying the reborn, the new Sniper's Hide will be a higher concentration of really good information.
Good content. Yeah, we're talking articles, content. We're doing so much, man, and new blood of people bringing in different perspectives. Talked with some of the guys from Alaska, professional hunters and stuff. They're going to be coming up and talking about some stuff, and I'm going to give them a forum for that. Some military guys doing stuff with the Marine Recon Associations and the Recon Sniper guys. I recruited a bunch of them. They're going to be providing content. So we're going to be going and hitting that information and the content hard. So I even talked with Paul from Accurate Shooter, and we were going on, and same thing, man. We're looking at it that we're really the place you can get that good information. And Paul and I are on the same page with everything. And it's going to be where you want to go when you actually want to find out something. You want to go crack a fart joke, you go over to Facebook, and then the other place.
So it's going to be, again, it's going to be Sniper Side 2005 without the Second Amendment forum.
Yeah.
That got really rowdy there for a while.
Yeah, well, they've been doing the beer pit. The beer pit is an actual beer pit now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of politics and stuff in there, and those guys are pretty funny. But I mean, your technical sections are so friggin' cleaned up and getting. I mean, I was just talking with the Voodoo Gunworks guys, and they said that a vast majority is coming off the hide. They're telling me how big my rimfire section's growing.
Okay.
And that's coming from outside people.
Yeah, yeah. And they're going to graduate to centerfire at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I think the NRL promoting these rimfire matches. It's just exploded it. Again, you've got Voodoo Gunworks.
Yep.
You can completely approximate your match rifle.
Right.
No compromises with a rimfire, and I think that's terrific.
And I want to shout out to the NRL. I was a little down on them. I had some time, and I'm like, yeah, you're not really doing anything that I see different other than being not PRS. Those guys did a great job. Their year ended fantastic, and I'm going to tell you what, I was wrong, and you guys did a fantastic job, and I'm not afraid to admit it. So there you go.
Hats off to them.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely.
Tip of the hat, guys. You're doing a nice job.
They had a terrific year.
Well, Frank,
Yep.
thanks for spending time with us and sharing your perspectives.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And folks, we hope you found those SHOT Show insights useful. Remember, life's an adventure.
Stay on target.
Cheers.